Okay, you're saying, what is that? These are potato chips. I got I think it's Tony Chachere's original Creole seasoning on these and salt. What you do, take a these are russet potatoes. Problem is, you won't be able to save any because you'll be eating. I've eaten them. I've been cooking them since last night, and I can't save them. I was going to save them for lunch all this week, and there's two big, large russet potatoes. I figure, well, that'll last me a couple days. I haven't been. This is all I got left, and I got a little bit more to go. But what you do? Sorry, I'm eating them. What you do? Take a potato, wash it, cut out the bad spots if you can see them. Just take a scrub brush, wash them, and then take a slicer. Now these aren't too thin a slice, and that's about the. See how that's curled up? They say what you do is you get cold water. That's what I had them. So I know it looks horrible and putrid or whatever, but that is you take cold water, you slice these up, and that's what they curl up like that when you put them in this real cold. It's supposed to be ice water, but I just ran real cold tap water, and it curls them up like that. Now I had some that I sat out. If you leave them sit out like this for too long, you know, you keep them in the water, because these been in the water since last night, and they don't go limp or nothing like that. So they still curl. But if you take them out of the water, because I took some out last night as I was waiting on my others to cook, and they just got real soggy and flat. But they still cooked up. They still cooked up crisp. And yeah, they were soggy. But anyway, you take them, you cut them up. Like I said, about that thin. And you don't have to have them super thin. I don't know if you'd want them super thin. But I got a salad master machine that I cut these up with. Anyway, after you cut them up, okay, you cut them up, you put them in ice cold water for like 20 minutes. They say 20 minutes. But if you're getting everything else ready, probably by the time you're ready, they'll be ready to go. Now I got a big old bath towel that I don't even use it, but it's put them on that. Put like this is for an Instapot. Now I use the basket and this. I know it's all dirty because I'm still using it. I got those left to do, but I got that basket, you know, the basket that sits in that little plastic. There's a little plastic feed on it, and you put the basket in. It's got like air holes at the bottom. Yeah, I use that. Now, and this sits in the, you know, that you make 2 layers out of it. Okay, so what you do is you line them along the, you know, in the basket, line them along the edge, standing up along the edge, and then you layer them on the bottom. Now you don't want to stack them because they won't cook if you stack them. They have to have circulated air to get crispy. Anyway, you cut them up, you soak them, you dry them off, then you put them in like this, and then what you get, what I had to buy for, I did some fried green tomatoes, and this is it's like a little pump thing, and you pump this up with it's got a little air. It's got a little thing. You just pump it up and down, and then you just kind of like spray them, and then you know flip them around. Then you can spray the other side. Then you throw your salt in them, and then your flavoring. I did some with I did a couple things, they're gone though, with cumin and salt. But I've been using, I made my own cayenne pepper. I did a couple batches of cayenne pepper. And this last batches I've done, I guess this is cumin on these. Or Creole. Tony Chachere's Creole. Anyway. So then you put your spices on them. Then you layer them. You lay them around the edge, and then you put them on the bottom. But you don't stack one on top of another. You can stack them as close as you want to, but you don't put them on top of each other. Then you take your Instapot, put it on. You hit air fry. You got to have your air fry lid. Hit air fry, and then you put it on 375. Temperature of 375 for 7 minutes, and then you hit start. And then you have to then after it quits, you take like a rubber spatula, flip them all around, flip them over or whatever. You got to watch out with the heat. I'd just take a wet dishcloth. Reach in there, grab this out, pull it out, flip the bottom ones, flip the ones on the bottom basket, and then put this back in and flip these. And you might have to, they kind of stick. I mean, this is not hard to wash off, which is nice. It's like a non-stick stainless or something. So then you just do the other side, you flip them over, and you hit it for 7 minutes again. And this is how crispy they come out, like this. This is how crispy. I mean, these are tasty. Look at that color on them. Instead of tasting like a powdery chip where you buy in the store, I got sick of eating potato chips. There's no taste to them except the salt, and the salt wasn't even that good to give them enough taste to taste like anything, but like a compacted powder that didn't even taste like potatoes. But these, you can turn them into whatever you want. And they're delicious. The problem is, like I said, you won't be able to save none. Have fun.